In 1981, Ceausescu began an austerity program designed to enable Romania to liquidate its entire national debt of $10 billion. To achieve this, many basic goods, including gas, heat, and food, were rationed, which drastically reduced the standard of living and increased malnutrition. The infant mortality rate also grew to be the highest in Europe. The political police, Securitate, had become so omnipresent that it made Romania essentially a police state. Free speech was infringed, and opinions that did not favor the Romanian Communist Party were forbidden. The large numbers of Securitate informers made organized dissent nearly impossible. The regime deliberately played on this sense that everyone was being watched to make it easier to bend the people to the party's will.
The Romanian Revolution of 1989 marked the end of the totalitarian regime and the start of freedom. 30 years ago, a protest started in Timișoara that soon overwhelmed the whole country. It was so powerful that it put an end to almost 40 years of dictatorship in a few days.
Nicolae Ceausescu's regime fell in the last days of the year 1989, marking the dissolution of the Communist bloc. The Berlin Wall fell, the Cold War was ending, and Eastern Europe finally found freedom and democracy.
After the fall of the communist regime, Romania has struggled with corruption and establishing a well-functioning judicial system. The culture of corruption has a long-lasting tradition in the Romanian society and is often used as a strategy of solving problems or as means to getting wealthier. Although there have been improvements since the late 1990s, corruption remains a problem in Romania, as it is especially found on all levels of public office and in the police force. This led to a number of protests against the Romanian government over the years, none of which had any major impact yet.
On the 30th of August 2017, there was a major protest against the newly sworn-in government that secretly approved an ordinance modifying the penal code intended to decriminalize government corruption and help hundreds of current and former politicians to escape ongoing criminal investigations or prison sentences.
Fresh anti-government protests took place on August 10, 2018. The event, entitled Diaspora at Home, was organized and promoted by Romanians living abroad, the Romanian diaspora, who returned home in large numbers for the protest. Up to 100,000 protesters gathered in front of the Victoria Palace, the government headquarters located in the center of Bucharest. The protest in Bucharest started out peacefully, but was marked by the violent attack of the police force in response to some of the protesters who attempted to force their way into a government building. The militarized police force used tear gas, pepper spray, a water cannon, and gas grenades at the order of the prefect of Bucharest, Speranța Clișeru, on the civilian population indiscriminately. The protesters also held a moment of silence in memory of those who died in the 1989 revolution, and several speakers accused the political system of lacking alternatives. This truly shows that even though Romania is now a democratic state, we still have to fight corruption every day, and the Romanian people would not back down until every last crumb of communism still present in the minds of many government officials is destroyed.